faster? Shiloh. All right, good morning everybody. This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. That was Shiloh Bobcat that just wandered away in the background. Just starting up our live for today. We're going to do a virtual keeper tour with Master Keeper Jen R. and a junior volunteer, Adrian, is going to be our backup. Just kind of making sure I can see some comments. I'm starting to see people join and some hearts. Good morning, everybody. So what we're going to do is try to give you guys the most traditional keeper tour that we've done in the past. Before COVID-19, when we closed on March 16th to the public, we have always done keeper tours and feeding tours every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And those are the most loved tours that we do here. The keepers love giving them, the guests love going on them, the cats really enjoy all of the goodies that they get. So we're going to do that for you today. So we are going to actually start out in the keeper cabin. Now that I see you guys are in the comments, hello to all of the admins. All right, here are our guides and our backups. So this is Jen, there's Adrian. All right, Jen, take it away.
All right,
keeper
so
tour.
Come on in here and we're going to put together some spice bags and talk a little bit about the keeper tour today. So come on in.
So this is where you guys would traditionally always start a keeper tour. It's the little enrichment cabin.
So in the beginning, we're all nice and socially distanced. So I'm going to put together some bags, talk to you guys a little bit, and then I'm going to put on this handy dandy awesome mask that one of our donors donated to us. They're really very awesome. We thank them. So the keeper tour, well, first a little bit about Big Cat Rescue. Big Cat Rescue is a sanctuary for primarily unwanted and abused big cats. So there's lots of different stories, lots of different backgrounds that these animals have come from. And we'll go over those during the tour. But in a situation where they are in enclosures, so no matter how much we make these as natural as possible, they are still in a cage. And animals that are in captivity can get bored. So one of the problems with boredom is you'll see animals do pacing, you'll see animals sucking on their tails or their feet, you'll see birds pluck out their feathers, and so not only are we worried about our animals' physical well-being, we're also worried about their mental well-being. So enrichment is basically stimulating the animal and getting the animal to do natural behaviors. So you'll see when we go out there, our enclosures are very enriching, but we also do something called kitty ditty bags. And kitty ditty bags, what these are cats, they smell really well. They can smell way better than we can. And so in the wild, they'll smell things, they'll scent mark. That's how they communicate with each other. They also like to roll and rub in stinky stuff.
Yes, they do.
If any of you have ever let your dog out in the backyard and it goes and rolls in something super stinky and comes up, you probably are familiar with that. What we use here is we use spices and perfumes. So we have some parsley flakes, we have Italian seasoning, and then we want to go a little savory or Swedish savory with ground ginger. So what we don't use is pepper, because that's just mean.
Yes.
And then you don't use salt, because they don't need salt and there's no real scent to salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little bag here, and these are things you can do at home. It makes a bit of a mess, but you can do this at your house too. So I'm going to take some parsley and put it in here. That's not shaking out real well. Let's just go for the big side. There we go. A dab will do you if you don't need that much because they smell really well. So we're going to make this really nice and smelly. And we're going to roll it up into a ball, just like this. It's
Perfect.
going to go through a 4x4 square like this, so that's the size that we want to do.
Perfect. Awesome.
So let's do an Italian seasoning one real quick, and then we're going to head on out.
Awesome.
We're going to mix it, actually. We're going to go kind of crazy today. Crazy. And get some ground ginger put in there, too.
Nice. Thank you to the 2 people that have donated so far. We appreciate that.
put some good ginger in there.
Yeah, you did.
All right. So now I'm going to put well, actually, I'll put the mask on later.
Yeah. We've got all kinds of goodies. We just showed you one example, or actually 2 examples, but they had already pre-made a bunch that are in that bag as well. Oh yeah, lots of goodies.
So what we have here is we have a naughty and nice list. So we have the naughty list, and these are animals that they eat the paper. If they eat the paper once, not such a big deal, it'll pass through them, but we don't want to continue doing that because we don't want them to get backed up. So these guys are on the naughty list. Then we have the nice list, and later on we're going to show you something called Operant Conditioning, and these are the ones that do really well with groups they work well with us. They're not in the, like, we need assistance stage.
Yes.
So, we're going to work with these cats today with operant conditioning, which we'll talk about.
Great.
Ish, you have a bug.
It is like attached to me now. I think it's one of those biting flies.
It is. So what we have here too is we have something called sicles. So we have tuna sicles. We have chicken sicles.
Nice.
We have some that are called sardini martinis. And then when we cut up the red meat from the meat that they get, the juices run out, which is the blood, and we collect that and we make blood sickles. The reason we do that is, first of all, it's hot in Florida. It's really hot.
It's really hot today too. It's very muggy.
Sure get into summer. So this cools them off. But also we have a very geriatric facility here. So our animals stay here for the remainder of their lives. They come here, they don't get sold, traded, any of that kind of stuff. So as they get older, their kidneys start to need a little assistance. They have a very high protein diet, and ours are living way longer than they would in the wild, for sure. And then way longer than many other facilities. One of the things, sorry, I have an itch too. One of the cats age 7 years to every human year. So if you have a 10-year-old cat, that's 70-year-old cat. Well, we have a lot that are in their 20s. So those are very old cats. So one of the ways, instead of us having to take them into the hospital, put them in a squeeze cage, put a needle in them to get them some fluids, we can just give them an extra little sickle every day, and they lick that and they get their additional fluids. So we're going to give some of those out today. And trust me, you're going to see everybody love them.
Yes.
All right.
Wonderful.
So we also, I talked about perfume. We have perfume. Cats react to all sorts of different scents, and one of them is perfume. We use perfume to attract mates, to attract others. Cats do that too, by peeing on stuff. But so we're going to use other things. If anybody was a teenage male or is known a teenage male, you're probably familiar with Axe. Axe, we're going to spray that on some of these tubes here and put them in the enclosure and see what happens. We also have, let's see, Hawaiian ginger.
Ooh.
Those are our flavors for today. Our cats do have a very high brow. They like Chanel and perfumes like that.
Top of the line.
So we can always use those kind of donations. We can always use spices as donations. They just need to be unopened. So we need new stuff, not the little bit that you had left in your pantry.
Right.
So
Perfect.
operant conditioning. A little bit about that. What operant conditioning is, it's a positive reinforcement way of training behavior. And so what we do is we put, what we're going to use today is red meat. This is beef.
Oh yeah.
USDA grade beef. And a little bit, it's a treat. So you don't have to use too much. So these are for the smaller cats. We have some bigger ones for the bigger cats. We're going to put that on the end of a stick because we're a non-contact facility. Our hands or any parts of our body do not go through that cage wire. So we put it on the end of a stick, and we're going to ask them to do behaviors like stand down.
We have a biting fly attacking all of us.
Yes. Work on that. But we have them do it down, come over the side of the enclosure, go into what we call lockout. You're going to see a lot of those behaviors today. we do our behaviors for animal husbandry. So to make it easier for administering pills, because these are really great little things that you can put a pill in and hide it, and they'll take those and take their pills real easy. We also use it to move them or see if they're limping or anything like that. So as we're doing operant conditioning today, if you guys could keep looking and watching and seeing, oh, their eyes look good, their teeth look good, that's really great. It's a good opportunity for you to be able to see the cats up close. We don't have them do things like jumping to groups of fire or anything like that. So it's all for animal husbandry, and so that we can take care of the animals without stressing them out and without stressing us out. So Brittany, I think I got everything covered.
I think that's it. You nailed it. All right, where do you want to start?
Shiloh, he's over there.
He was begging. He saw us through the window of the cabin. So.
This morning that we would give him a sickle.
Good, okay.
He is going to hold me to.
Perfect, all right. So we'll just move our carts up a little bit. I'm gonna follow behind them. I did see somebody ask if we revisit the naughty list for some of the cats, and we actually do. Afton is in charge of that, and when the Fab Four came in, all 4 of them were eating the paper, so they all 4 went on the naughty list. That's Sapphire, Jasmine, Dutchess, and Jinx. But several years later, when they were no longer starving and they had gotten used to our schedules, she did retest them. So, and now they all can get paper enrichment. Oh my goodness, Shiloh.
Oh, you saw like, oh, you told me you were coming back. Thank goodness. So, I can't, it's tuna. Smell it.
Tuna sickle. Even through the mask, we can smell it. I'll follow you so that they can see closer and hear you and stuff. Oh my.
Pushes it out. Look over here, look over here.
Soccer player.
He knows the good stuff's on the bottom.
Yep, you gotta flip it over. You gotta flip it over.
So this is a little bit of the enriching part too. It's him doing a food puzzle. How do I get to the good stuff on the bottom? So even though it's a treat for him, we also, again, the point of this is to keep their minds going, their minds busy, avoid boredom. So him having to figure out this food puzzle is helpful to him.
Good job, buddy.
I was ever so hopeful Filmo.
I know.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I have been trying to make friends with him with spice bags. He'll never play with them when I'm there, but I see them thrown across the enclosure when I come back to check. So hoping someday he'll affiliate me with, like, she brings me cool stuff sometimes.
Fun stuff. All right. Well, I know Smalls would like something.
Oh, Smalls would definitely like something.
So Smalls, she likes the big bags, even though she's not a tiger.
Oh, that's all right. I'm used to doing the gate clips one-handed.
So she is a small little girl. She likes the big bag.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go around the corner.
Sure. That might be my fault. I've always given her big bags. She just likes to be able to hug them, like, with her entire body. So, yeah.
Hey, Adrian, will you give me another spice bag for Mrs. Claus?
No problem.
Oh, and folks, just so you can see, do you guys see that yellow rope?
Yep.
That means they're in the process of trying to, the plan is going to be to trap Smalls to move her. So it looks like that plan is still going to take place. We use a really long rope, and once she's in lockout, they would drop the door. Haven't done it yet, but it's up.
Oh, this one's got lots of money stuffing out of here.
Lady! I told you if you stayed out, you'd get something.
See if she comes over.
Use your nose.
Come on, Smalls. I don't see her hiding in her other spot.
No, she's been hanging in the den, probably because of the rain coming and going.
Yeah.
Oh, lady.
When you give them enrichment, they immediately don't come over. But as Brittany was saying earlier with Filmo, like she gives it to him and he walks away and then he plays with it when we're not there.
Yeah.
So we'll go and give one to Mrs. Claus, who is coming over, and then maybe Smalls would come out by then.
Perfect. Here's Mrs. Claus.
So Mrs. Claus, this morning, her water bowl was all the way inside her enclosure there. She has, she likes to take her water bowl and flip it and play with it. So in the morning, we never know where any of her water bowls are. Fortunately, she has multiple water bowls.
Yes, she does. You want this spice bag? Oh, that's fun.
She was running around this morning before feeding and just burp, 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 chirping, chirping, chirping.
You better play with that.
Now that we're standing here, she's going to do nothing.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, we always try to remind people on the tours is we may hand out a ton of enrichment and you only see a few cats really go nuts with it in person, but by the end of the day, they've destroyed it or played with it. The enrichment really is for the cats more than it is for us. So we like to just make sure they always have access to it. And if they want to play, great. They don't always play with an audience.
Yeah.
Although just the fact that she's sitting out in the open is like a miracle for her.
She likes to hang out in that little
she has
a barrel.
Her barrel.
She likes to hang out there, and but yeah, so for her to be out running around and flickering her tail, like, oh my goodness, would you guys leave me alone?
Hey, come check it out, lady.
So while we have her out, you can see that little tail that's flicking there. Bobcats have white underneath their tail. Lynx tails look like they dunked it into an inkwell. So that's the easiest way to tell a bobcat from a lynx. The lynx also have tufts on the top of their ears, but a lot of our bobcats do too, so the easiest way is the other end to tell by their tail. Right? Right, Mrs. Smalls? She's like, oh, if you would leave, I will play with my toy.
All right, you girls can enjoy it in private. You see Smalls has not come out yet. She came right out for me earlier, but she's not a big fan of groups, and I think with that rope on the side of her cage, she might be getting suspicious.
Something sketchy's going on
Yeah,
here.
she's like, that's new. I don't know about that.
So let's go on over and give Gilligan a sickle.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for the donations. Like I said, we've always done these tours 3 days out of the week, and it brings in a huge amount of income for the cats. I think it's like $149 a ticket for the keeper tour, and the feeding tour is a little less than that. But that's a lot of revenue we've been losing because of being closed down due to COVID-19. So all of your donations are so important and welcomed, and we're so thankful for them. So thank you guys. Sorry I can't individually shout each of you out because I want to make sure you hear everything Jen has to say. Gil!
Gilly. See if I can get him out. If not, we can go back to him later.
Okay.
Gilly.
Oh, so I was like, I see a belly.
Do you see that? Oh, that's so cute.
I just see a leg and a belly. We'll see if he'll come over. If not, we'll throw one in and we'll leave it for him. Gil! See that belly? Oh, he already sat up. Hi, mister. This is Gilligan. He's a Canada Lynx. Do you want a sickle? It's so humid already. So if you guys are just joining in, we are doing a full-on keeper tour with Master Keeper Jen. Went wide so that you can see her. She's gonna go up the back side there of the enclosure. Ooh. Ooh, it landed with the good stuff on the top, bud. Yeah. This is what I go through with Operant for him. I have to sit through 10 minutes of yawning, and then he'll finally get up.
Well, usually
Yeah.
Throw it, it's like right under his nose. So he doesn't have to work hard for it. But today he has to take 5 steps.
Yes, a minimum of 5 steps.
Come on, it's right there.
He'll use his nose for a little while. I know you smell it. Oh, he's too funny. All right, let's see what Jen has next. I will try to ask her if you've got questions. Oh, Flint.
We're going to get Flint a tube with some perfume.
Nice.
So what do the online viewers want? Do you want Axe or do you want Hawaiian Ginger?
Let's see. Which one do you guys prefer? This will be for Flint Bobcat. Whoever speaks up first is what we'll go with. Thank you for the donation. Everybody's thanking people for donations at the moment.
I will just go with Hawaiian Ginger.
I don't think, I know we've given him Axe before, so it'll be interesting to see the Hawaiian Ginger.
So I'm going to just dabble, do ya? Ooh, it smells nice. Ooh, it's strong.
Very tropical.
Yes.
All right, we did Hawaiian Ginger spray on a tube for Flint. Oh yeah, now I'm smelling it, even through this mask.
I know.
You guys know Flint just got neutered, but he's back outside and doing well. What'd you get? Did you forgive us for what we had to do?
So since he had a procedure, he had to take some medication this morning. So we took the pieces of meat and put the pill in there and then put it on a stick. Flint!
Mister, you better come see what we left you. Hi. Hi, silly boy.
He's like, I'm suspicious
Yeah,
of you.
he's a little paranoid. They all go through that after they've been caught and taken to the vet.
Hi, mister. You better go check it out.
He's like, I couldn't.
I know. Oh, it looks good though. Thanks for showing me. It's healing. Do you smell it?
You can tell he smells it. He's
Yeah.
in the air.
He just doesn't know if he wants it.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna hang out there instead.
I'm gonna give him a little bit of spices just on the ground. So
Yeah, okay.
Here, can I come this way so we see your face?
Yeah. Hi, my boy.
Hi, my very best boy. Yes.
Oh no, he's a little guy. He can have a whole bag. We're gonna give him a whole bag.
You're getting a bag too? Oh, you're getting all the spoils. What else is she bringing you? What else is she bringing you? You get bag?
Right there. You can get it. He's like, I gotta move.
Yeah, it touched you. You gotta get it back.
Oh man, you're gonna be going nuts here in a little bit.
Look at those claws.
Oh, I know.
My goodness.
We even trimmed them
Oh wow.
because we didn't know if he'd stay in the hospital for longer than he was, so we just wanted to be sure because they were vicious.
Did you hide it under there?
He flipped it.
Did you get it?
Oh, there we go. Now he's going to start rubbing and drooling it to death. So this is that behavior I was telling you guys about where they rub into interesting little smells. It's a natural behavior for them. So this is just encouraging that behavior. It's like, I would like to play with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you being next door to Biscuit taught you bad habits.
Biscuit's got bad habits.
He never used to grab at the camera, and then as soon as he moved next door to Nabisco, he does now.
You're so silly. You keep that paw in there, please.
Like, she keeps bringing me this fun toy and won't let me.
I know.
So can you guys see the spots on the back of his ears? Those are called eye spots as well as white flashes. And there's a couple theories on why they have those. One theory is that if a cat or a predator comes up behind them, it looks like an animal looking back and a big animal looking back at them. Cats and predators like to sneak up on their prey. They don't just come up and say, hey, stand there, I'm gonna eat you. So it's a good way for them to keep themselves a little extra safer. But then also, white is not something that is really readily found in nature. And certain times of year in certain places it is, but Flint being a southern bobcat, you're not gonna find a lot of snow. So with that, it's something that sticks out. So when there's a big bird or something and mom is walking through the tall grasses with the baby and the ears go down, the babies go, oh, whites are gone, and get down too. So it's a little, there's two theories on why they have them, but both of them are for them to have additional protection in the wild. A lot of the cats have those white spots. All right, well, let's go see if we can find somebody else.
Yeah.
He's like, leave me alone so I can play with all my toys.
Yeah, he's like, I have meds on board. I've got all these smelly goods. I don't know what to do first. They are asking, do you know what was in the spice bag?
So we had, I think both of those had the ginger.
Ginger, okay.
So the 3 scents that we put in there were parsley, ginger, and Italian seasoning. So
Okay.
those are the 3. For those of you who missed it earlier, we don't ever use pepper because that's just mean. And then salt doesn't really have a smell and they don't need it. So, but everything else we put in these bags.
Great. And they are curious about what Adrian is doing. Do you want to go ahead and explain the process of... Yeah, if you want to, you can just show them what you've been doing.
What I'm keeping track of right now is whenever we give one of the cats any type of enrichment, we track it down in a log right here. And this log helps keep track of whether they get blood sickle, fish sickle, perfume tooth, spice bag, and that way we can be able to tell by their reaction. Like 1 would be they weren't interested or did not come over, and 4 would be all the way up to they really loved it.
Yes, so Flint was a 4. And it looks like, I won't go over because I don't want to stop him, but it looks like Gilligan got up.
Licking his fish sickle quite a lot.
Okay, good. So Gilligan came over for his fish sickle. He just needed us to move along.
And then now he's preoccupied with something.
Yeah. What is your nose tracking? There we go. Awesome. All right, so we are going to follow them on down the road.
Keep going straight, I think maybe to Ginger and Zucari.
Okay, perfect. So let's go see some servals. Okay. Yes, rosemary is very, very popular. Actually, Jen grows it in her backyard, and usually once a week she brings in a huge amount of fresh rosemary. And then we laughed because this morning was like the first day she forgot to bring it, and she was doing this tour today. So they do really like the fresh rosemary. Certain cats, of course, like it better than others, but let's see, we might get Sheena Serval a sickle.
Sheena,
Yep,
yeah.
there she's a coming.
So we had to stop because, Sheena, we found she has an allergy to red meat and to blood. So we're going to give her a fish sickle. So she only gets fish. And we're starting to introduce other meats to her, but that's gradual. So she's going to get a treat of a fish sickle. And she would be very upset with me.
She would be. She became definitely a very common cat on the Keeper tour.
If she heard we had a Keeper tour and she didn't get something, oh my goodness.
Hi, lady.
Now you guys will hear, this is the nice sound of a serval.
like
That's
clockwork.
Hello, thank you, I go away, it's all the same. They do have a couple little chirps that they can do, but typically if you ask any of our volunteers what sound does a serval make, they'll do that hiss.
Every time. I think Cricket's the only one I ever hear kind of do like a meow sound occasionally. Yeah, and it's adorable.
Oh,
So
that one was loaded with fish.
Yes, it almost looks all like tuna.
A little bit of water to keep it together.
Just a bit of water.
So their tongue, as you can see, this is a good opportunity where you can see their tongues really well. Their tongues are really abrasive. They have these little like things on them that help them to lick the feathers and the fur off of their prey. It also, since they don't have thumbs or hands really, helps them to take the food into their mouth and then move it to the back so that they can chew it really well. So 2 or 3 kisses from these guys and it really starts to hurt. Servals, we had a volunteer here before that would do a tour and would say when Mother Nature was done making the rest of the animals, she took all the leftover parts and made a serval. And that's because they have these little itty bitty heads. They've got those big huge ears, long legs, stripes and spots, medium-sized tail. They're a little of everything.
They are, yeah.
But they're actually one of the best hunters out there. They have those big ears so they can hear a mouse tunneling under the ground. They have those little heads so that they can get into small spaces with their heads. And those long legs, they can go grab that mouse that they heard tunneling under the ground. They also, stripes and spots, they blend in with any kind of shadows that are out there. Everything's not striped and everything's not spotted, so they blend in really well. With those long legs too, they can run like their prey animals. They eat just about anything. They'll eat birds, they'll eat rodents, they'll eat lizards, they'll eat snakes, they'll eat fish. They eat a lot of different animals, so they need to be able to move like their prey. So they need to be able to jump back and forth and not just straight. Like you see a lion and they run really fast straight, but it's a little bit of a challenge for them to move sideways really quickly. These guys, they can do that really easily. They also can jump and pounce on their prey. And one of the most interesting things is they can jump up and they can catch a bird mid-flight. That is really difficult to do. I've tried it. It's not easy. What they do is they take the animal and they come up and they go plap, and they get it down on the ground and then they jump on it. And that's how they're able to get their prey. So they're really, really amazing animals, amazing hunters. But one of the things is people try to put them in their homes because they think they're the size of a small cat or a small dog or large cat. And they can tell their friends, hey, I got a cool animal, I have an exotic cat. But try having these not jump up on your cabinets, jump, you know, get into places they shouldn't get into. They're
Tear down
built to do
ceiling
that.
fans.
We actually had a couple cats here that the owners brought them here because they would hit their heads in their owner's ceiling fans.
That's crazy.
So it's really, really, these guys are meant to be in our hearts and not in our homes. And when we make decisions, uneducated decisions like that and bring them into our homes, they end up in places like Big Cat Rescue, hopefully, or even a worse situation.
Yeah.
So they're beautiful to look at, but in the wild would be the best.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, you're doing good.
My goodness, yeah.
Good.
You're doing very good, Shishi. Yeah. So this was Sheena Serval.
Watch this here.
Yes.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, look at it. At Ginger up on her giant platform.
Well, we're coming, Ginger. We're coming.
All right. Here's Ginger. You guys know she just moved into this side of the enclosure. Up there on her giant platform. You guys remember seeing Aries on that platform all the time.
Alright, so we're going to do with Zucari, we're going to do a little bit of operant conditioning. What we have here is we have a bag that we're going to put the treats in, a treat bag, so that we're not fumbling with this and trying to grab it. So we're going to put that on our belt. And we don't want to feed them too much, because this isn't their meal, this is a treat. They get fed in the morning, and so this is an after, or a little bit of snack. So we're going to give them pieces about this size. And we'll do a few.
Yes, thank you again for everybody who's donating. 100% of your donations goes to the care of the cats and enables us to do all the health care and all the fun stuff that you see that they get every day. So
we're gonna use the stick. We use the stick so that we can give them the treats without putting our hands in the enclosure. And Zucari is on the nice list. Ginger is not, so Ginger's just gonna get a sickle. But I don't think she'll be too upset with that. While I do operant conditioning, I don't generally talk, so Brittany will help out with talking about some of the behaviors that I'm asking for. This is the first time I've done it with Zucari in this enclosure. I don't even know where
I think he's under those, those platforms there. He's hiding under there.
We'll first give Ginger a sickle and then we'll go over there.
Okay.
And we have our awesome cleaners over here. We clean the enclosures every day. They walk the entire enclosure. They look for anything that needs to be taken out, any poop or any of the enrichment that we gave them. They clean their water bowls and their feeding trays every single day. So these guys give time in their life so that they can make sure the cats are all happy.
Yes.
And, you know, the animal, we get to see the cats all the time.
Yes, lots of observations happen all day long between feeders and keepers and cleaners and double checkers. Okay, so Ginger's gonna get a sickle. You gonna get a sickle on your throne?
I think Ginger is the supermodel of Serval.
I do too. She's a perfect girl.
Oh no!
Oh, whoops. It rolled too much.
I gotta do it.
I know. You better come get it. It rolled right off. Go down the long way. I'd rather you not jump from that high.
I'll grab another sickle for her.
Here. Stay up there for a minute. She's gonna get you another one.
If you guys follow us regularly, you know that Ginger, she's going down slowly, thank goodness. She broke her leg last July 4th. We don't know exactly what happened, but right before we were leaving at the end of the day that day, it was most likely fireworks or some of the really rowdy neighbors around startled her. She jumped off of a platform.
There you go.
There we go.
The stick is also helpful to point out to our cats that are not as smart. Their food is
There, it's right there. Follow your nose.
Oh.
You saw it. We know you saw it.
She's just hoping she's getting second.
Yeah, she's like, wait, are you putting, there we go.
Good job, lady.
While we're sitting there and looking at her, the enclosures, you can see all of our cats are on grass and dirt. They have the option to hide if they want. They have, as you saw, she was on a platform, so they can be up high, they can be low. Cats love to smell what's coming as well as see what's coming, so it helps when they're up high. They also, you won't find any of our cats on concrete. We only have one enclosure in the sanctuary that is on concrete, and that's next to our hospital in case we have somebody who's had a surgery. But everything else is as natural as possible.
Like the grass she's eating now. All right, so Zucari Serval will do some operant conditioning.
As I mentioned, I'm not going to do a lot of talking, so Brittany can do a little bit of that.
So really her first command was simple. She said his name and he came right over, and because he came right over, she gave him a reward. Servals are incredibly grabby and reachy, and we don't want to reinforce them reaching and grabbing out of the enclosure. So you always have to work on your timing. So he just did a really good down because he kept his whole body inside the cage. She can call him into lockout. This is what helps us be able to catch them if they need to go to the vet or if they need to go to be transported. So she can work on teaching him to go in lockout and actually drop the door. And he gets treats for that if he stays calm. He did very good for having just been trapped. Oh yeah, there's wasps.
There's wasps.
Yep. I think they're in his guillotine door.
Yep.
All right, so we'll have to chart that and get some spray out here. As soon as she raised that door, like wasp came shooting out of his door.
Linda, can you turn to 3? We're gonna let Linda know.
Yeah.
Right away.
So this is because we don't want them attacking Zucari or any of the keepers.
Linda, did you go to 3?
He does always look like he's smiling.
So when we put him into lockout, that takes a lot of training. That's a very scary thing for cats. You there? She's not.
I don't hear her.
We'll let her know when we're driving. But so it's a very scary thing for cats. That door going shoop is very scary. So what we do is we start to touch this, make some noise with it. A lot of times, just the first time you touch it, they go, "Oh, it's scary." So then we make some noise, make it go up and down a little bit, and then make sure that we reward that all the time. So it's incremental improvement. So don't expect your animals when you're doing training, or your kids at home, or your husbands. I train my husband with Operant Conditioning all the time. But you can use this for any animal, human, whatever. But you have to make sure that you're not expecting a full amazing down the first time. You know, so you want to reward them little by little. You never want to do anything negative. What we do as negative is we walk away. We take the treat away, and they're like, "Wait, what? Huh? I'll do it, come back." So we look for their head to start to go down, reward them. Wait for their head to go down a little bit more. So what they do is they're like, "The food's down there, you gave it to me last time, okay, but wait, now it's down there, okay." So that's how you're able to gradually train them.
Now he's trying to train us by being like, "Look, I'm just laying in lockout. Don't I get a treat?" But we didn't ask him to do that, so technically he won't get a treat for that.
He's throwing behaviors at us.
He was, yes. Leopards are notorious for that, but it looks like Zucari has figured it out too.
Yeah, we're gonna walk over. We're gonna drive over to Jinx real quick.
Okay, he's on
And
funcation.
we're gonna call Linda about those.
Okay. All right, so let's go see Jinx, our black leopard.
Linda,
We got her. She's gonna tell Linda, who's our coordinator today. You see that Jen's wearing a coordinator shirt too. She is technically a coordinator, usually a couple Sundays a month. She's also a meds keeper and a master keeper. So she's letting Linda, today's coordinator, know.
Linda's sending somebody out to take care of our walks.
Perfect.
So we're going to do some training with Jinx as well. Jinx is a little bit bigger than Zucari. It's the same one that we keep dropping. So he's going to get some nice bigger pieces of meat than Zucari. You want to make sure that you're giving size appropriate, because it would have taken Zucari a long time to get through that.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to bring a sickle too, because Jinx is a special guy.
He is.
Totally spoiled.
He has to get both. I think all of us do that. Everybody here does operant with him, and then he gets a sickle at the end.
I think he's in here. Jinx is on vacation. This is our small cat vacation enclosure. And so they come here for about 2 weeks. They go on vacation for a week or two. And then we have time to renovate their enclosures, go and do weed eating, anything that we need to do. And then they go back home. It's really cool for them because they get to smell everybody else that was there, pee on everybody, everything, so that the next guy knows that they're there. So it's very, very enriching for them. First time, a lot of the cats are like, "Oh, this is scary. This is way big of an area. I don't know what to do." But the second or third time, we find that they're like, "Yahoo!" So we're gonna set this over here. I have a feeling he's in.
He's
He's on the other side, walking around.
He wants to sneak attack.
Oh, now he's in here. Oh, there he is. Let's see. Let's bring him in here.
Yeah, he'll have some more space. Come on, bud.
Jinx. You guys can see his beautiful eyes. They look great. Here, Jinx. We're gonna walk him over to lockout and
Okay.
then put him in lockout too. Come on. We got a sickle right there.
Yep.
Lockout.
Good job, mister. So same deal, all the same type of simple commands, calling him over to the side, having him follow her, calling him into lockout, doing a down, closing him into lockout. Now his final reward will be his sickle.
So some of the reasons that we do those commands are we have him walk over. We could see if he was doing any limping. We could see all sides of his body. When we had him do a down, it helps with feeding, but also it helps, we can see his joints. Because as these guys get older, they get a little bit of joint issues and it's not as easy for them. He is an old man, but he doesn't act it or look it. He also, going into lockout, we just caught him the other day to move him over here, I think, or did he go through?
No, he went through the tunnel, but he did get neutered and have a dental in the last 2 months, so he's been trapped twice.
And he still was like, okay, that's not so bad. It's
Yep.
kind of like your bank account. If you don't practice this all the time, and the only time you put money in your bank account is when you have, like, you know, a big problem, then you're most likely going to bounce checks. It's kind of like taking your dog to the vet. If the only time your dog goes in the car, they're rewarded with going to the vet, which is a negative response, they're not going to like going in the car.
Yep.
But if 9 times out of the 10 they go in the car and nothing happens, that other time they're like, okay, well, that doesn't usually happen.
Right. Exactly.
It's kind of like at my house, when I go to the vet, I bring out a carrier. Has anybody ever brought out a carrier? And poof, there's no cats, right? So every now and again, I do a catnip party. I bring out a carrier and put catnip all over it, and then all my cats are playing there. So then when I have to go to the vet, they're all like, woohoo, catnip. And they go running on over there, and I have to, like, basically pull cats out of there. No, not you, not you. Okay, it's you. So he's been kind of conditioned that it's okay. It's not always going to be a negative thing.
Yep. Did
I'm not
so
always
good.
going to get neutered.
Right. Yeah, that was a one-time thing, bud. I promise. All right, well, we're going to let him enjoy his sickle. I know, did it get dirt on it? You have to get it off.
We have very spoiled cats.
Yes.
Also, when you're giving them the meat on the stick, I could see his eyes, how clear they were. I could see his teeth look beautiful. He's showing us his tongue very well right now.
All right, and we can definitely say that he is a 4 on our scale. He was very into it.
Let's go on over to Manny.
Okay.
Oh, he's sleeping. We'll go over to Manny.
Okay. We've got about 15 minutes.
Okay. Need a Nikki and then go out and do some time.
Perfect, okay.
End up with the big guy.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to head over to Manny Jaguar. Manny has just recently been changed where absolutely no one is authorized to do operant conditioning with him. But for enrichment, if you're a master keeper or staff. So he is definitely one of the most intense.
There's the hidden jaguar.
I don't know. You know, he's been sleeping inside of this den. Yeah, which has been interesting and new.
Manny!
Now it's just finding him because you guys know he got a whole new section of enclosures.
Oh, there he is.
So Manny's on the naughty list. He eats paper.
Yes, he does.
It's not surprising because Manny is a jaguar. Jaguars have one of the strongest jaws. The reason that they have those strong jaws is because other cats, when they take their prey down, they grab them on the neck. These guys, their primary food source is caiman, and so what they do is when they bite them through their skull, and so they have these really strong jaws so they can do it. Because you can imagine trying to take down a caiman, which is like an alligator or a crocodile, is not easy. So these guys have to be very strong. They're built kind of like a pit bull. They're very, very strong.
You guys can see him peering out from he was inside of that den.
Did you get a sickle?
It's like a gate that's not a gate. Yeah, I never know what to do.
Come on. He's a very beautiful jaguar.
He is.
So you guys will be able to see his spots, how nice and big they are, and they sometimes have spots inside of spots. He also, you can see all of his muscles. He's just really very, very strong. They're found in South America, and they have like kind of the fat head. He is a beautiful, beautiful jaguar. He actually was on some magazines when he was at a zoo. He came from a zoo. We don't often get animals from zoos, but as zoos start to close down or run out of places for their animals, the other, instead of euthanasia, it'd be great if they could just come to sanctuaries instead. Not that we're promoting zoos in any way, shape, or form, but he needed a home. So we were able to provide that for him.
I love that how he holds his sickle with his feet, his tiger-sized feet.
Yes, I know. And he is smart. He flipped it to the right way. You know, a couple of our servals have to work on that.
Yeah, yeah. He can flip it so the flat end holds it in one place. It doesn't roll away.
Shiloh could take some
You're covered in dirt, silly.
Yeah, he's been sleeping inside of this den now.
Aww.
I haven't seen anybody in there since Riza. It's been pretty crazy. I had no idea he'd like it in there.
Yeah, so Manny just got access to this part of the enclosure. We had another cat that unfortunately did pass away. She was super old, but she passed away, and so we have nice tunnels that we've built between all of our enclosures. Our enclosures are built in bubbles and different rooms so that we can move a cat from one place to the other. If we need to do any maintenance or anything, we can safely have the cat away from us so we don't have to go in with them. We have the tunnels so that we can easily move cats, although we do the operant conditioning where we're practicing for them to be able to get moved in a transport cage or something too. So, you know, we do all of this so that it causes the least amount of stress to the animals and is the least amount of stress to us too.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, he is amazing, but we still have some lions and tigers to see.
Yep.
So we're going to go over to Nikki Lion, who would be very upset if we did not show up.
Yes, if she heard there was a keeper tour and she wasn't on it. So we'll go see our only lion on property, Miss Nikita.
A bunch of her fans would be very
Yes, I agree. Thank you guys so much to the 15 of you that have donated so far today. That really helps us continue to do what we do here, so thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's sharing this as well. If you have shared this, that helps us reach new people. So let's go see Miss Nikita. If you want to rewatch this, because if you've just joined, you've missed over half of the cats we'll be seeing today, you can do that at dailybigcat.com, or it's going to post right on our Facebook page. We're hoping that doing these virtual tours once a week will help bring in some of that lost revenue since we can no longer do these tours in person. So thank you. There she is in all her glory back there. Nikki always gets operant conditioning on the keeper tour. And Jen wants to beat the donations from last Sunday, so we have a ways to go. There we go.
So you guys will see, Nikki is a very big lion. I put you right here.
Yeah.
Come on, what are you doing? You know how to get here.
Gotta get all my rubbins in first.
Oh. So Nikki is a very large lion. She is a lioness, so she's a female lion. Lions typically live in groups or families called prides, but Nikki, she was confiscated in a drug bust when she was younger. So she never really hung out with other lions. When they went in to bust the person for drugs, they were like, oh, there's a lion, didn't know what to do. So brought her to the zoo. And at the zoo, they were like, they tried to put her with other lions, and she didn't like that. So she enjoys being on her own. You don't make her do very many commands because she does have some joint issues. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of a princess.
She's very much a princess. It's more or less just calling her to the side.
So I'm 5'3". She's on a little bit of a hill, but I want you guys to see how tall she is. She's very large.
She's very big.
Large. Most lionesses are not as big as her. Oh, you want to go to lockout and drink some water?
Back off too. So she's got a very large lockout, you can see.
We make sure lockout is not a stressful place for the animal because when we need to use it for a certain moving or something like that, we want to make sure that they're not afraid of it. Mm-hmm. So this is where they get fed their food, they get water, all sorts of good fun stuff for them.
She takes very long drinks of water too.
Touching this. Not scared at all, not nervous at all. We got one little piece for everyone. So Nikki, she was, before we got her, she was declawed. Declawing, what you do is you chop off the tops of their fingertips, which is hard for cats because they walk on their toes. So if you take off their toes, they walk on the balls of their feet, and then their wrists start to collapse. So as they get older, they get not only joint issues in their joints, like their shoulders and things, but also in their feet when they're declawed. And so you can see it takes her a little bit of walking, a little bit of time to get up and get moving. Mm-hmm. So we really try to keep her fluid, but we don't make her walk a lot.
Right. Yep.
Now all of our enclosures, Nikki typically has an open air enclosure, but all of our open air enclosures, we have one with a top on it like this one. And that's for any storms or if a branch comes down or something like that. So Nikki right now, she's locked in this area because she has a water bowl in her open air area that we need to wash. So she's a little miffed right now. She can't go in her other area.
Yeah, she likes it out there. That's where you guys can actually watch her 24/7. We've got live cameras all over property. You can find them at bigcatcams.com. And Nikita's got one of the most popular cameras. Can watch her just basically sleep an entire day away. She rolls, she plays with a ball.
Look at that big tongue you got.
Thank you guys for all the donations flowing in now. Nikki, you're getting all the donations. She got some operant conditioning.
And she has the most gorgeous yellow eyes.
She does.
Golden eyes.
Yeah.
So pretty. Let's see if I can get her to look up at you guys. Look at those.
Look at those beautiful eyes.
Oh, yes.
I know.
All right. Well, I know she's the queen, but we have a couple more.
Yes.
So we'll
let's go see
Dutchess,
some.
And then Sapphire, and then make our way back past the boy.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
All right, let's go see tigers now.
We'll go see all the ladies first.
All right, thank you guys. Everybody who's donating, everybody who's answering questions as well. Jen's giving so much good information that I don't want to like talk over her, or I see that so many of our mods are in here and they're doing great at answering questions. We're going to take you the long way. This is out past Nikita's open air section, which I'll show you over here. She has access to that big area. That's where her camera is. And then we're driving towards Outback. So this is an area that will lead us out to our big cat vacation rotation, which is where Dutchess Tiger is. And Amanda lives back there, and part of Sapphire's enclosure is back there. All of this is basically swamp, especially during storm season. All of that is just water. So the fun part about finding a cat in 2.5 acres of our big cat vacation is, can they hear us when they're fast asleep in the center den? Hopefully maybe she's still out somewhere. This is the tunnel system right here that helps us get the tigers out to and from vacation without ever needing to sedate or put them in crates of any kind. They can walk themselves to and from vacation. They spend, I think we've been doing a full month for the big cats and 2 weeks for small cats and the other funcation enclosure. See if we can find a Dutchess.
Oh, there she is.
Yep. She's hanging out in a den.
When Dutchess first came here, she got a little overexcited with the bags of spices, and she had a few others, and so we called them the Spice Girls. So since then, Dutchess has gotten better about not eating paper, but I still like to give her this as the Spice Girl.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and give her, it's pumpkin pie spice.
Nice. We definitely know she likes that. So this will be the first time you're seeing some loose spice handed out, not inside of a tube or a bag.
So the noise that she's making as we come up is chuffing, and that's hello in tiger talk. We'll go over here so she can really look.
Yeah, then maybe the Explore camera can see some of it too.
Not in lockout, silly.
Dutchess,
She's like, snacks?
come on.
Come on.
Look what I got. I got something for you. It smells already. Come on.
Oh, gotta get a drink. Gotta get energy first. Get rehydrated. They always want to drink when you want them to like get you something.
Well, we're on a time schedule, ladies.
Always cat time.
So, you can see her nice stripes. No two tigers have the same stripes. It's like a person's thumbprint. So we can identify one tiger from another by their stripes. But honestly, they all have their faces are all different after you've been hanging out with them.
Absolutely.
Again, she has that nice big tongue that when she takes when she goes to eat something, she puts in the back of her mouth. You'll see her nice big canines, and a lot of people think that those are the important teeth, and they are. But we find is people will declaw the animals and they'll pull their canines out or file them down. But really, she still has those other teeth in the back. So what they do is they pull the meat back there, and then that saws through the meat. So those are just as dangerous. Dutchess!
Dutch! Where are you going?
Oh, goodness. We'll work with her.
We'll toss it down there and maybe leave it for her. Hey, lady! Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is her going into heat by wanting to show us her butt. So she just tossed that. So this will be a nice fun area for her to roll around in. Lady! She's like, what's Adrian doing? Does he have something?
He's gotta have something.
She's like, I know there's meat on that cart, Jen.
What a cat wants to do.
Yep.
So again, this is pumpkin pie spice. You can see that rubbing behavior that she's doing. She's marking right now. She's like, oh my goodness, that's so good. I gotta rub. I gotta mark.
Don't worry, it's all you. I'm not taking it back.
Tigers make a lot of different noises. You heard that chuffing that she was doing as a hello, but they also are whiny drama queens. So she is whining, moaning. That's all excitement. They can roar if they are angry. We don't hear a lot of that from them. Dutchess here.
Only a select few.
Oh boy.
You're gonna have a lot of fun with that later.
So she's not really eating it. She's just getting a good smell of it. They also have an organ in their mouth. It's called a Jacobson organ.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what they do is a behavior called phlegming. And what they do is they smell through that Jacobson organ in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And they can smell better. So have you ever had your cat walk up to another cat and smell its butt and then go like, ew, stinky face?
Yeah.
What they're really doing is saying, I want some more of that butt smell. That's good. So you'll see the cats do a stinky face. They're really like, oh, that's a great smell. So when we do something creative like this, it encourages, again, that behavior.
Yep.
Well, she is still just...
She's a little more mellow today than normal, but
well,
you've
we'll
got
see
plenty.
About the other Spice Girl, Sapphire.
Yes.
She may do something.
Yes. Let's go check your neighbor.
And then we can go to the boys.
Yes, we'll go see the Guatemala boys. Oh, there she is. She was watching the whole thing.
Yep. We can just walk on over and see what she does with pumpkin pie spice. Now, white tigers are, we talked about earlier how white is something you don't see a lot in nature. So white tigers you really won't find in the wild. So when people say, oh, help us, give us money to save the white tigers, you're saving them in cages.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, this is always a really weird door trick.
I never know which side's supposed to move.
So a lot of white tigers, actually all white tigers are inbred and they have some problems from it. You can see her, she's looking at us, but she's so cross-eyed.
Yeah, very cross-eyed.
They also get hip dysplasia, neurological problems, and then they get an upset GI tract as well due to that inbreeding. Oh, you got it on your paw. Oh no.
You're going to have to get that off of there.
Oh no. That was that chop.
That was a very nice job. Everybody's so rubby today.
Yeah, they're not rolly, they're rubby.
Yeah, they're rubby today. Normally they roll around and have it on the tops of their heads and...
Sapphire, where are you going? Come on back. There she comes. Oh my goodness. She's been very busy because she has, she moved here and then Dutchess just went on vacation. Mm-hmm. So that's been exciting.
They're like old friends. They know each other.
They know each other and they're close as before. We're not anywhere near each other. So they're reunited. Mm-hmm. So she's been very distracted in the mornings. Oh, you might get some rolling.
Oh, no. She faked us out. You faked us out, lady.
So not only do tigers do the scent marking where they rub like this, but they also have scent glands on their paws. So they stand up on top of things and they will scratch as tall as they can. So they go, look at me, and the next tiger goes and smells that and goes, ooh, there's a big tiger in there, I'm gonna go that way, or ooh, there's a big tiger in there, I'm not going that way.
Yeah, this area is his.
So you've probably seen your cat do that on a cat scratching post or something. They do it on the trees here. Mm-hmm. So our trees have scratches all over.
Yeah, Simba's trees are looking real impressive right now. Simba tiger. Yeah.
So even though she's not rolling in this, we obviously did get a great behavior. She is just rubbing all over, and now she's rubbing all over. Spinning all over her enclosure.
Oh my, there's part of a stinky face. All right, well we're gonna...
Those are all natural behaviors that we're looking for from the cat.
right, so we're gonna head to the boys because we are running out of our time today. If you guys want to rewatch this, just go to dailybigcat.com or it'll post on our Facebook page. And thank you again to the now 30 people that have donated. We really appreciate that. I know that we've all really missed doing these tours. Now 31, thank you, Janet. So I thought it'd be fun to start trying to do this at least once a week is what we're starting with. So we used to do it every Friday, Saturday, Sunday in person. We would do a feeding tour and then a keeper tour. And right now we're just doing one a week, and every other week is going to be different. So last week was our first feeding tour. This week is our first keeper tour. Next week, I believe we have it scheduled that it'll be another feeding tour with different cats than the last time, and it's going to be with Keeper Linda. Yeah, we can stop for Jazz. Our last Spice Girl.
Do you want something, honey? Yes.
Oh yeah, that could be good. Do a combo.
So we may go a minute over, sorry guys.
I don't think anybody watching will complain.
So Jasmine had something.
Yeah, I can't drive past the Jazz. Thank you, Karen.
Talk about her while I go
Sure.
around, so we can make
Sure. So Jasmine actually is, I mentioned them earlier, the Fab Four. When Jasmine, Sapphire, Dutchess, and Jinx arrived, they were part of our witness protection program for over 4 years. And when they first arrived, all 4 of them were on the naughty list and were not allowed to have paper because they just didn't quite understand it, and they would eat too much of the paper, which could be really dangerous. So they spent a couple years on the naughty list. So that's how we figured out that they really loved the loose spices. But Afton retested all 4 of them a handful of months ago, and now they all are allowed to have some paper enrichment. So we're just doing some operant with Jasmine. She just gets a couple of the last treats. So when we do a down, we make sure that all 4 paws and their forearms are down, their butt is not sticking up in the air. They're keeping their entire body inside the enclosure. Good job, lady.
We'll get the Spice Girl. She's one of the other Spice Girls.
She's our last Spice Girl. Where are you going? She smells it. I think she smells it from the other 2. So she's also getting pumpkin pie spice. Are you going to be our only roly one today?
Nobody's rolling.
Nobody's rolling. I guess they got too used to getting it in paper now.
Yeah.
Just rubbing. All 3 got the rubbing response. Oh, she almost did a somersault. Almost did a somersault, silly.
Oh, she's got piano.
Yep, she is. Well, we're getting all those natural behaviors going.
I think she's a big old 4 on our list of liking it.
Good job, lady. You can hear yet another very unique tiger sound with her.
Yeah, that chuffing is hello in tiger talk, or is a happy noise. Her chuff is, everybody's chuff is a little different too. Oh, rubbing. Aw.
Good job, baby.
So the boys are going to get spices just like that as well.
Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh. Now we're rolling. I literally thought she was just going to do a headstand. Yeah. Good job, babe. All right, so we're going to wrap it up with the Guatemala boys. Oh, Khalil's like, dang it. I know, this is always hard because during the tour you want to hand something to every single cat you see. But what typically happens is we do the tour in the time allotted, and then after everybody's back in the gift shop, the keeper guide will go back through and hand out everything remaining that we had with us, because we always bring a ton of enrichment out with us. By the end of the day, every single cat has gotten something, just not necessarily on the tour. So, and you guys know me, Kali will not go without. Here's Rebecca. So Rebecca is also signed up to give a keeper tour in the coming weeks. I think hers will be in June. I know, he's been preferring that center den.
And then come over to Max.
Yeah, because Max is probably
He's been in this
in that den, yeah. Or some, oh, actually he's hiding back there in that back corner, staring at Kimba.
Well, that will go see.
This might be our easiest way in. Maybe. I say that and then the gate's like stuck. There we go.
There we go. So that's another enriching thing. Even though spiders in the wild are solitary, they're still interested in what all is going on. So they, with our enclosures, they get to see other cats, smell other cats, see what other cats are doing. I thought he was over here. There he is.
There's Maxie.
Hi, mister.
Hey, bud.
You gonna get a sickle or some spices? Some spices. Ooh.
He's like, oh, I don't know.
Yes, not totally sure. What do you think, Maxie?
What do you think, sir?
Do you want to go and
Not
grab a big
impressed?
sickle?
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Not impressed.
Adrian's going to go and get you a sickle because the spices were not
Not a hit.
a hit.
Let's definitely get you a sickle.
I do know all three of the boys really like sickles, that's for sure. Well, so Kimba's not on the paper naughty list. He is a very restricted cat though, but technically you're able to, right? Because it's masters and staff, and is it coordinators too? Yeah. So she fits in 2 of those 3, so she can definitely hand out to Kimba, but he's crouched up there on his.
I'm working with him for Operant Conditioning. I'm also on our Operant Conditioning committee, and I'm working with him because he's still a little nervous about
Yes.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks are very scary for him, so I'm still working on him. So probably gonna maybe next time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
so I
needs
wanna
more
start making
practice.
time with him.
Yes. Look over here.
Oh,
Too close.
he's like, can you please put it in my mouth?
I know. He's like, that's what you do when you bring me meds and treats.
What?
Well, he has a blood
You
sickle.
can see that Max is missing a little bit of fur on his forehead. That's probably not going to grow back. These guys are Guatemalan cats. So they came from a circus in Guatemala. So not large enclosures, not the positive reinforcement that we give the cats. So that's why we're still trying to make friends and get them to know us and get us to kind of know their behaviors.
There we go.
Like Kimba, he still shows a little bit of like some fearful things, so we want to work on that. And now Max is like, okay. Max immediately was like, this is cool, this place is awesome. Let's just, I'll try anything that you give me. So he's definitely got a more aloof disposition.
Yeah. And Simba is just very excitable, and so he's very scary in the sense that he's just excited about everything. I've worked with Kimba a couple times now too, and Tongs, I have no problem with him at all.
No problem.
The Stick, if he hears noise or he sees somebody else around, he just like freezes in place with me, and which is a weird behavior too. Yeah, the Operant Committee are the only ones working with the 3 boys at this point, although all meds keepers have been working with Max here. So, and that would be myself and Jen, Lauren B, and Catherine. So the boys are in good hands. We just have to take it slow with Kimba especially.
Yeah.
It looks like he's eating weeds, but he really does have a blood sickle down there.
He's like, I'll wait for you while I'm down here. Thanks.
All
you
right.
can see Kimba's right there. He's not stressed out. He's, you know, just chilling.
He's just hanging up there.
They were just cleaning his enclosure, so he's doing good.
All right, we're gonna go try to see
Let's
Simba.
see Simba.
Okay.
And then
Here's Gail.
doing my cameo drawing box.
Gail needed to be part of the keeper tour. There's Carolyn. And Aaron. Everybody's here. Aaron is operations today.
Everybody's got a car.
Yeah. Aaron's our ops manager today. And so Jen, they're asking questions about you. How long have you been with Big Cat Rescue?
So in July, which is next month.
Yes. Or no, almost in June, yes.
I don't know where we're at.
I don't either.
21 years.
Wow, that's
So,
incredible.
Seen a lot, seen this place grow, learned a lot. You know, we learned our own lessons throughout this. There was never a playbook for us.
Right.
So we kind of learned what was good and what was not.
Yep.
Yeah, I am a coordinator, a master keeper. So what I do is I'm on the Operant Conditioning committee. I also lead a lot of the specialty tours like this. I am one of the people that hands out medications to the cats. And then also I coordinate. So that means that I take a day where I kind of manage all the people too, not just the animals. So I do a little of everything.
Yes. Yes, you do. So we've got one more cat we'll see, hopefully Simba Tiger. And like I said, next week the plan, weather permitting, we're heading into that time of year where it's making me nervous that, you know, Sunday mornings might get rained out occasionally, but yay, sickle for Simba as well. But the plan will be for next week at 9 a.m. would be Linda doing a feeding tour, and we'll try to do different cats than what we saw last week. Then the week after that's going to be another keeper tour. I think we're skipping Father's Day. That'll be the only June one. Oh, mister.
Oh, goodness, I'm so glad you woke up.
Yeah.
Oh, I am glad I woke up, yes.
See what you think of the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, pumpkin pie spice is not the biggest fan.
He's like, I'm out of here. But he's showing you a great example. He can get from one bubble to the next.
Yes.
Oh, is he gonna swim?
Oh.
Well, this is even better than what we were thinking.
This is a good finale.
Simba's gonna swim.
So tigers are amazing swimmers. A lot of people think that all cats don't like water. That's not true. Tigers, great swimmers. Cougars, awesome swimmers too. There's actually a cat called a fishing cat, and they're great with the water. Today, Beecher was playing in his fountain. Oh my gosh, I sent Linda a video. It's so cute. But so all of our, well not all, yeah, all of our tigers have pools.
Yep.
All of them do.
Yep.
All of our tigers have pools. They're the lucky ones. They can get out of the heat, you know. They have their pool by the lake where we clean their house for them and put their food together. So life here is not so bad.
Yep.
Right, bud?
I'm watching you though. The last time you did this to me, there was a big jump out surprise at the end.
Oh, fine. He's like, no, I'm peeing in the pool.
Yes. We are expecting some rain and some storms this afternoon, so he's got to get his outdoor time in now because he'll probably be in a den later.
Yeah.
Snoozing. It's a nice breeze over here though.
It's gorgeous.
It's really nice.
They also, and I have never been able to figure this out, but they get in the water and they all want to leave one paw dry.
Yep.
And then finally it gets wet, but
Yep.
they like leave that for a while. Today he's got two.
Yeah. Kimba almost always has two, and he won't put them in ever.
Oh.
So he always keeps his out, and
Oh.
I don't know why. It's very, very interesting.
I've never been able to figure that out. I know it's true because it happens not only just with one cat, but all the tigers.
Yes,
are like that,
yeah.
I just don't know
We'll
what's behind
zoom
it.
in real quick. Well, thank you guys so much to everybody who joined us today. All 34 of you that donated, we really, really appreciate that. 100% of your donations goes to the care of the cats. So you guys are basically helping them get this type of enrichment every single day. So thank you very much. I really appreciate everybody who took time out this morning to watch and help in the comments. Just a nice little zen moment. Yeah, the swimming pools are constantly flowing. We have solar panels that you can kind of see in the background, and those help run the pumps, so the pools are constantly flowing in and out of the lake. All right, guys, well, thank you so much. Let me zoom back out and we'll say bye. And everybody tell Jen thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And Adrian's all the way over there. Wave bye, Adrian. All right, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys again next week.